So, my friends, my name is Marky Rhodes. Thank you so much for joining me today for the official first week of the first year seminar. This will be happening every Tuesday from 12:50 to 1:20. We purposely scheduled it at a time that you shouldn't have any other classes going on in order to give you time to basically get your lunch, find a computer, get logged in, and join us. So thank you so much for giving me your time this week and showing up. I certainly hope that you're going to find this first year seminar to be useful because this really is for you. It is intended to help you, to empower you to have a successful first year of college. So for those of you who are logged in right now, there's no need to have cameras on today, so you can go ahead and leave your camera off, and please do make sure that you're muted if you have not already done so. I will tell you that today is going to be kind of a nuts and bolts seminar. I'm mostly going to be talking about the way that the seminar is going to operate this year. So this is very similar to kind of like a syllabus day and the first day of class. With that being said, next week it gets exciting. So stick with me this week, hear the nuts and bolts, hear how the program is going to work, and then next week we'll really jump into the content, and that's when it's really going to get fun. So if you are just now coming in, welcome to the first year experience and to Illinois Tech. Congratulations on starting your first week of classes. Hold on one second, my screen isn't cooperating. There we go. If you're just now joining, my name is Marky Rhodes. I am the Senior Associate Director of Undergraduate Admission, but more importantly, I'm your primary instructor for this first year experience program. My contact information is here on the screen. I would definitely make sure that you have my email address and that you reach out to me anytime that you have questions or issues, or of course, you can also reach out to your mentor. If you do not have a first year mentor yet, or you don't think you've heard from your first year mentor, please email me and I will make sure to get you connected. Everybody has a mentor this year, and that person is definitely going to be a valuable resource in terms of helping you out this year. So thank you so much, like I said, for joining us. We'll go ahead and get started. For today's agenda, my friends, we're going to start with a little bit of an opening reflection, some food for thought, some things for you to think about as students going into your first week of classes. After that, I'll give you an overview of the first year experience program and the way that it's going to operate this year. And then in addition to that, I will, after that, go over some upcoming events, some reflection opportunities, and some next steps. And then I'll finish up with my contact information again, just in case anyone needs to get a hold of me. Kaylin, I don't know if you've hit record yet. She's my tech support if you're wondering who I'm calling out to. But if you have not started recording, please make sure that you do so. All right, my friends, so hopping into today, let's start with a little bit of an opening reflection piece. So your generation, Generation Z, has all kinds of nicknames: Gen Z, Zoomers, Generation Z, but whatever it is that your generation is called, your generation is definitely on the tip of everyone's tongues this year. So why is the world paying so much attention to your generation of students? Well, I think it's for these reasons. Generation Z is vocal. Generation Z is informed. You are kind of you're the group of students who is really showing that you have the affinity to do something, to facilitate positive change. And you understand as a generation as a whole, which I understand as a general statement, how to organize to actually get those kinds of things done. So there's a reason that Generation Z is becoming kind of an infamous name among older generations. And I say that out of total respect. You know, if you've ever heard of Mari Copeny, who is also known as Little Miss Flint, you know, one of the things that she is famous for saying is, "My generation will fix this mess. Watch us." So with that being said, you know, I think that's the reason that Generation Z is so notable, like I said, among the other generations, because you as young people have done all of these incredible things to change the world for the better. Like I said, Mari Copeny, Little Miss Flint, you know, she's been fighting for clean water in her hometown of Flint, Michigan since she was 8 years old, and continues to do so today, and to help other communities who are facing similar issues. I have some other examples here of Gen Z students who have at very young ages been activists and tried to facilitate positive social change. So why am I talking about this during this very first seminar? Why am I bringing up Gen Z and all of these incredible changes that they're making in our society? And what is it about Gen Z that is so different, that is so motivating? You know, why is it that this generation is so much more active in terms of making positive changes? Well, I think it's because they care about their planet, they care about their home, they care about the places that they live, right? And they want to make sure that those places are equal and fair and a quality place for everyone. And so that being said, you know, we all have a lot of emotions associated with the word home. And I do want to totally honor that sometimes our actual home that we come from is not always ideal. Sometimes we struggle with our home. So this is what I want you to think about in this moment. When you think of home, if you have positive associations with that word, then you can think of your real home. Great. If maybe your home is a struggle, then think of your imagined home. Think of what you would want it to look like. And then this is what I want you to think about. Drop your answer in the chat. When you think of the word home, what positive feelings does it bring up? What descriptors does it bring up? What needs does it meet? What do the people look like who might be there? If you could create your ideal home in this moment, what kind of words would you use to describe it? What would you want that home to look like? So as I said, drop your answer in the chat. I'm interested to see what you have to say. All right. And my friends, if you're looking at the chat right now, I'm curious to see if you're noticing some of the common themes. So as I'm looking at the chat, I'm seeing a lot of references to safety, feeling safe. I'm seeing a lot of references to belonging, feeling comfortable. I'm seeing a lot of references to community, to friends, to family, safe space, absolutely, warmth. I saw someone say mom's cooking, absolutely, right? That's part of that comfort that comes with home sometimes. Being chill, right? Feeling comfortable in your own skin when you're at home, absolutely. Oh, I'm loving the people that are talking about pets, absolutely. Although I'm a cat person, I have to admit, my cat's actually sitting on my windowsill right now while I'm teaching. So absolutely. So the overwhelming theme that I'm seeing from all of these answers in the chat is, like I said, comfort, safety, security, feeling like you belong, feeling comfortable in your own skin, right? Being surrounded by people who make you feel good and by animals who make you feel good, right? So that being said, we know what our ideal home needs to look like. We know what we need as people in order to be happy and satisfied in our home. But here's the thing, as first year students, many of you are away from home for the first time. Many of you are experiencing a totally new home, right, at Illinois Tech. And even if you aren't physically at Illinois Tech right now, even if you're learning remotely, or maybe you're living at home your first year and you're commuting, you are still, in a sense, creating a brand new home within your college community, within your college environment. So during the first year experience kickoff last week, if you were able to attend, I asked you to consider a few questions. What kind of a community do you hope to be part of at Illinois Tech? What kind of a community would you want surrounding your new home that we just talked about? What kind of a culture would you want to help foster here at Illinois Tech, right? I just saw a lot of descriptions about feeling like you have a community, a safe space, right? A place that you can belong. And the thing about culture is created and it is shared. It's almost a shared social contract between a group of people. So it's not something that is passive. It's something that we actively create. And if we want those feelings of safety, of belongingness, of comfort, then we have to create that within our own community here at Illinois Tech. And then the last thing that I wanted you to think about is, what kind of college experience do you personally want and need? Okay, well, here's the cool thing. Once again, your college experience is not something that just happens to you. You are not a passive participant in your college experience. You are in charge of it. You are the captain of it. You are in the driver's seat, and you are creating that college experience from the ground up. So last week I used that annoying cliche phrase that I'm sure a lot of you have heard your parents say: college is what you make of it. Okay, but the thing about cliches is oftentimes they come with grains of truth. And so the whole point of the first year experience program is in order to empower all of you to have the tools that you need to create the culture, the community, and the kind of college experience that each of you need and deserve. And that's what I am here to help you do this year. That is what your mentors are here to help you do this year. And that is what this entire program is designed to help you do this year. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through the nuts and bolts of how the first year experience program is going to operate. And what I want to do is encourage you to tell your friends about it, tell them to get involved, to keep showing up every week. This is something that is going to run all year long for both fall and spring semester. And the topics are going to change and get more and more complex as the year goes on, knowing that as students, you're going to get more comfortable as the year goes on and be ready for more and more complex information. So let's talk about this first year experience overview. So like I said, what's the purpose of the first year experience? To empower you to create the college experience that is right for you, my friends. So during the FYE kickoff last week, I showed you the official mission and vision of the program, but essentially it's what I just said. It's to provide a seamless support model to help you transition from your basically senior year of high school all the way through your first year of college. And it is one of those things where a lot of you are probably thinking, I'm a highly qualified student. I got into Illinois Tech. Why do I need this first year experience program? And the thing is, no one is arguing that you are highly qualified to be here. You are all brilliant and incredible students, and you absolutely deserve to be at this university. But that being said, there's a lot to get to know at a university. There are a lot of different offices, a lot of different departments. There are a lot of things to understand about the proper channels of communication to follow whenever you need to get things done. And that is really the purpose of this program. And then we're going to move beyond just the basics of the university, and we're really going to talk about those qualities of highly successful students, but more importantly, highly successful people. And we're going to address some of those things as well. So the way that the program is structured is this. The first year seminar, which is what you're attending right now, is going to happen every Tuesday from 12:50 to 1:20. So it's 30 minutes of your life. It's going to be a heavy hitting, very quick little snippet of kind of a lesson. And it's going to be in virtual webinar format all year long. In the event that you do have a conflict on Tuesdays, we will always record these sessions and then post them on the First Year Experience YouTube channel. So if you have not already found the First Year Experience YouTube channel, please ask your mentor to provide it to you in your small group this week, and make sure that you subscribe so that you get updates when videos are uploaded. But that YouTube channel will always allow you to make up the seminar if you want to, and get caught up that way. Your small discussion group is going to be meeting weekly with your mentor for the first 4 weeks. You'll have about 23 to 24 other students in that group with you. So for the first 4 weeks, it'll be weekly, but then after that, knowing that you need to make time for your studies and other things, we're actually going to move to a bi-weekly schedule with that small discussion group. And then you will also have the opportunity to individually check in with your mentor twice per semester. So your mentors will be scheduling those check-ins with you shortly, but it's an opportunity for you to just get some one-on-one FaceTime with someone who can guide you and kind of help you through this first year of school. So let's talk about some of the requirements of the first year experience program. So first of all, we are requiring that you attend the weekly virtual first year seminar on Tuesdays from 12:50 to 1:20. We also need you to attend your weekly and then eventually your bi-weekly small discussion group with your mentor, to attend your 2 individual check-ins with your mentor per semester. And then during the spring semester, you'll actually be creating what is called a living college experience plan. And this is literally a 4-year plan that goes way beyond just planning out your coursework. It actually means planning out the experiences that you want to have, the kinds of things that you want to be involved in, financial planning for anything that you may want to take advantage of, such as study abroad opportunities. So it's a very in-depth plan to not only ensure that you're taking the courses that you need to take, but that you're also pursuing those kind of opportunities that go above and beyond the classroom that really make college the memorable experience that it is. So we want to empower you with that living college experience plan to pursue the kind of experience that you really want to have as an individual. In addition, we are going to have a gamification of the first year experience this year called Game of Hawks. And you with your small group and your mentor are going to be a team that are going to be competing to help your small group win the most points in this game. So I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. And then this part is going to be optional because I know that some people just don't like to reflect this way. So this is just a tool that is at your disposal that you can take advantage of if you want, but you are not required to. And that is a weekly and eventually bi-weekly reflection journal. So I'll be providing a prompt each week that if you would like to respond to it in written form, your mentor will also respond to what you write in writing so that it's kind of a conversation in your reflection journal. And I'll talk more about that here in just a minute as well. So let's talk about Game of Hawks. Like I said, what is Game of Hawks? It's basically a gamification of the first year experience. And the objective of the game is to earn the most points as a team during the school year. Okay, now what's the real objective? Well, the real objective, of course, of Game of Hawks is to provide a framework that's going to encourage all of you as students to really maximize how much you're engaging with our campus resources, with our events, and with our connections that we are offering you. So here's how this is going to work, and your mentors are going to talk more specifically about this in your small discussion group this week. But there is this Game of Hawks menu, and you're going to notice that when I pull this up, you can earn points basically for different activities. So you're going to notice that in this first category, anything that is first year experience related is worth 5 points. So every time you attend the first year seminar, every time you attend your small discussion group, every time you go to an individual check-in with your mentor, or you do a reflection journal. So anything related to the first year experience program is always going to be worth 5 points that you can earn. Notice that taking advantage of campus events, taking on leadership roles on campus, things like that, those are worth 4 points. For 3 points, those are things like visiting your professor during office hours and taking advantage of those things. 2 points would be little kind of additional social connections. So hanging out with one of your peers in your small discussion group, you can actually get points just for hanging out with somebody. Or creating something in the idea shop for fun is worth 2 points. And then check this out. You can even get 1 point just for responding to your mentor if they text you or call you or send you an email. So this is the menu. Like I said, your first year mentors are going to be providing this to you this week in your small discussion group. And if you have more questions about it, please ask them during that time. Now, with that being said, my friends, how do you get these points? Okay, well, once again, your mentors are going to expand on this just a little bit, but there's a Google form that all of your mentors have that you're going to be able to submit to them anytime you do something from the Game of Hawks menu. And then all you have to do is just prove that you participated somehow. Now, we're not going to be sticklers about how you prove it. It could be a screenshot from a webinar that you attend. It could be a note showing that you went to something. It could be a photograph of the event that you went to. As long as you just have a tangible way to prove that you were there, that's perfectly fine. That is all we are looking for. So like I said, more info to come from your mentors on how to actually submit that proof. Now, in terms of what's going to happen for the winning team or for individuals who have a lot of points from Game of Hawks, well, more information is going to be coming soon in terms of incentives that we're going to be offering for that. One thing that I can tell you for sure in terms of incentives is I'm sure that after this first year, I would hope that many of you will have a positive experience and actually be interested in becoming first year mentors yourselves going into your second year of school. That being said, if you're someone who is really engaged with the first year experience program and you end up getting a lot of points for Game of Hawks because you were attending all of the events, you were involved on campus, then that is automatically going to add weight to your ability and to give you preference in being hired on as a first year mentor the next year. Because obviously we want students who really took advantage of the program to be mentors so that you can operate from that perspective. But like I said, more information is going to be coming about other incentives very, very soon. So I hope you'll start taking advantage of Game of Hawks. And for all of you that are here today, you're already getting 5 points just for attending this seminar. In terms of taking attendance for the seminar, all of you check in virtually through our Gecko Engage platform whenever you log in through the meeting link. So you do not have to worry about letting your mentor know that you were here. What we will do is we will export the list, we will share it with the mentors, and then they will take attendance that way. So anytime you come to one of the first year seminars, that's how we'll handle taking attendance. Also, optional reflection journals. So like I said, it's optional because I totally understand that for some people, reflecting in written form is just not the way that you prefer to reflect. And I completely understand that and support that. That being said, though, a lot of people find it very therapeutic to reflect in writing. So what is an optional reflection journal? It's basically a metacognitive tool for reflection and support in a safe environment. The only other person who is ever going to lay eyes on your reflection journal is your mentor. I'm not even going to see it. So basically, if you're interested in taking advantage of this weekly reflection journal, this is what you need to do. Create a Google Doc, share it with your mentor. And name it so-and-so's reflection journal. So for me, it would be Marky's reflection journal. What I will do is I will always assign the prompt at the end of each first year seminar. And they're always due by the following week's seminar. So it's always going to be Tuesday to Tuesday, okay? When you do submit your reflection journal, since it's optional, you'll want to give your mentor a heads up that you've submitted it. So what I would do is I would just maybe highlight the most current one and I would just tag your mentor in a comment so that they know to take a look at it. And then what will happen is your mentor will actually read what you wrote, and then they will actually respond in writing. So the reflection journal should really be kind of a running conversation back and forth actually between you and your mentor. So what are we really trying to accomplish through this first year experience program? What do we want you to know and be able to do basically by the end of the year? These are really the goals that are associated with the first year experience program. So number one, we want to raise awareness of all Illinois Tech campus resources, supports, and services for students. That's what we're going to be talking about in these very first couple of weeks, because coming to campus, you immediately need to get the lay of the land. You need to know, hey, if I have specific issues, where am I supposed to go for help? I remember personally being a first year student and almost feeling like a ping pong ball being batted back and forth between offices for issues that just seemed so simple to me. And I just remember feeling like I wanted to scream and thinking, if I have one more office tell me, oh, I'm sorry, we don't handle that, you need to go here instead, I am literally going to scream. And I realized that sometimes it's just being a new student is a barrier to being efficient in those processes because of how siloed out everything can be on a university campus. So in these first couple of weeks, we're going to help you get that lay of the land, and figure out where you need to go for certain things and how to really facilitate positive change at the university following the proper channels of communication. We are also going to be encouraging you to adopt a growth mindset and to be resilient in coping with the initial transition to college after high school. So we're going to talk a lot about the reality of that transition versus the expectations, some of the things that students tend to go through during that time, things like dealing with imposter syndrome. I'm sure that you've heard that term before, and how to cope with those challenges successfully. After that, we're going to be providing you with the necessary metacognitive skills for you to understand your personal learning styles, your academic strengths, and any areas that you might personally have for growth, and then how to apply that knowledge during your studies at Illinois Tech and also beyond in your professional career. That's also going to be happening in the fall semester. And then we also have goals for you to be able to explore and apply theories of positive psychology to create an individual college and career plan that I just talked about a little bit earlier. And why positive psychology? Because that's the area that talks about life satisfaction. So we're going to talk about happiness and what in the world goes into that, and how you can pursue that in your own life, knowing the theories and the variables that are associated with high levels of life satisfaction. We also want to talk about communication and being able to do that openly, respectfully, and successfully with diverse populations. And then finally, we're also going to talk about getting involved in the community and adopting a social justice mindset for innovation, because that's something that I would hope that all of you do, not only here at Illinois Tech, but then further on in your careers. And as you can see, the units that we're going to be doing in the first year seminar are very much aligned with those goals. So during the fall semester, the main focus is going to be on those first 3 goals. So getting to know your campus community and resources, the college transition, and then the metacognitive approach to academia, which is heavily focused on academics, study skills, surviving college. In the spring semester, we'll shift our focus to that positive psychology toolbox, talking about life satisfaction and happiness and how to pursue those things in your own life. After that, we'll go into our unit about communicating in the real world with diverse populations. And then we'll end the year with our big unit about social justice and how we can incorporate that mindset into everything we do with technology, innovation, and community service. So I see we've got about 5 minutes left and it looks like we're right on time. So let's talk about our upcoming events, reflection opportunities, and next steps. So upcoming events, don't forget that this week you will have your weekly small discussion group. Your time is set by your mentor. So do make sure that you're looking for an email from your mentor. Tonight, if you have some time from 5 to 6:30, Katie Stutz, our Dean of Students, is going to be on IIT Radio. She's going to be playing some tunes from the years that all of you as first years were born. And in between, she's actually going to be answering some of the frequently asked questions about coming back to campus with COVID and all of those things. So if you have unanswered questions, you're going to be able to submit live to the radio show. So I highly recommend that you tune in to radio.iit.edu tonight from 5 to 6:30. Next week, don't forget to tune into the first year seminar from 12:50 to 1:20. Next week's going to be all about getting to know your campus. And then in terms of next steps, don't forget to connect with your first year mentor. Email me if you don't have one yet. I will get you set up. Don't forget to subscribe to Illinois Tech's First Year Experience YouTube to get updates and watch first year seminars on demand. And then if you want to take advantage of the reflection journal this week, don't forget to submit your response by next Tuesday. If you are curious as to what the week 1 reflection journal prompt is, I would recommend taking a picture of it right now with your phone on your screen or taking a screenshot. So here's the prompt. During the first year experience kickoff, the keynote speaker, Lisa Darren Grossman, spoke extensively about the positive physical and emotional impact of human connection. So this is what I want you to think about. How has the pandemic affected your own view of the importance of connecting with others? And what have you struggled with the most during social distancing? And then taking it a step further, what kinds of connections do you hope to make at Illinois Tech? And how do you intend to follow through to actually ensure that those connections happen? So like I said, if you want to do your reflection journal this week, take a picture, take a screenshot, because I am getting ready to switch the slide in about 3 seconds. If you miss the journal prompt, your mentors can provide it to you, or you can email me and I can send it to you that way. And don't forget to join us next week for the seminar. I'm really excited about this. I know that you're probably much more willing to hear your classmates speak about issues than you are me. So I'm going to have 5 of the first year mentors joining me next week to share their experiences and inside tips for making the most out of your campus resources and where to find help when you need it. So this is going to be one of those important tools that you want to put in your survival kit. So don't miss it. Join us next Tuesday. And if you need anything at all, don't forget to email me. My email address is mrhodes1@iit.edu. I am here for anything you need. Please don't be shy. And that's all I have for you, my friends. Look at that, 2 minutes early. So thank you so much. Best wishes for your first week of classes. I am so excited that all of you are here. Welcome to the Illinois Tech family. If you need anything at all, reach out to your mentors, reach out to me. We're gonna make sure that this first year is everything that you need and deserve. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.